get too greedy. And as we get into our story today, I want to thank you again, once again, for joining us and hopefully enjoy the story and get something out of it. And let's get into our story. It was an incredible hot day, and the lion was feeling very hungry. He crawled out of his den and searched here and there, but he could only find a small rabbit. He caught the rabbit, but with some hesitation, as he knew the rabbit wouldn't fill him up. As the lion was about to kill the rabbit, he spotted a deer coming his way and thought, instead of eating this small rabbit, let me eat something that's big like this deer. So he let the rabbit go and went after the deer, but it vanished in the forest. The lion had nothing to eat as the rabbit was long gone. How many of us have ever had this problem before? We had something in our hands. We thought we had something better, but we let it go. And then we ended up with nothing at all. I'm guilty of this, very guilty of it. And sometimes I think when we let stuff go, when we have something, I don't know if we let it go because we think it's a better thing or we're just not using our minds, our good judgment doing this. Just like the story, the lion had a rabbit, but he felt that he wouldn't fill him up. So he got a little bit, he said, well, here comes this big deer. And he let it go. And I'm not saying just settle. Sometimes we do settle for things that are maybe beneath us. And we still have to go after the big prize. But sometimes we have to just be grateful for what's in front of us. And I was taught this lesson a long time ago. And my father would always tell me as I got my first job or out of high school, and it was a part-time job. I was happy with it for the most part. But then again, I wanted to do something different. And so I told him, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit this job and then look for another one. He says, oh, no, 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 no. You don't do it that way. He said, you make sure that you have another job to replace that job that's better than what you're leaving. Don't just quit this job and have nothing and you're walking around. He says, because your money, the money that you have, you're going to have to spend gas and resources to go find another job. You already have a job. It's okay to look for another job but make sure you get a better job than the one that you have now. But don't quit that job until you have that one in your pocket. And I thought it was a very valuable lesson that my father, he taught me that. But I see a lot of times we have stuff and we want to do more. We want to do a lot more. But sometimes we're afraid, we are kind of afraid to let go of what we have and to dream a little bit bigger. And it's not being greedy. It's not really being greedy. It's just maybe it's time to let it go, but make sure you have the other one in your pocket. You have it. Now, as I look at the story, if the lion would have ran after the deer, killed the deer, and let the rabbit go, it's a different story. But he let go what he had at the time. He has nothing now. And a lot of times we don't think before we do a lot of these things either. We don't really think, what is the effect if I leave this place? We have our cause and we have our effect. I've imagined myself, if I'd have left a lot of the jobs that I had, it would have affected a lot of people. Because sometimes I would leave these jobs for better jobs. It's always a stepping stone. There's always a stepping stone of getting better and better each time. I have learned that think about not being greedy and wanting more and getting more. You have to be patient. You really have to be patient when you're doing this. And patience is really hard to teach because we all want things now. We want things as we speak. We want things to happen a lot faster. But things aren't going to happen for us a lot faster. Sometimes if we're not patient. And it's a hard thing to teach. I'm trying to teach my son to be patient with things. My wife and I are really trying really hard with him to be patient because a lot of times we'll put a project together. And just like the other day, we wanted to plant some plants in our planters. And we told him, okay, we're gonna get the stuff out, organize everything, but we're not gonna plant them right now because it's too hot outside. He didn't understand that concept. It's too hot outside. All he cared about was planting those plants. It could be 105 outside right now. He wanted to make sure that he planted those plants. So we had to tell him, just wait. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. You're going to be fine. And so it worked out, you know. And a lot of times, what he did was he tried to really touch and push our buttons. But we got to explain to him, you need to get water. You got to take a break. You got to plan it out a lot better. When you plan things out, things will happen for you a lot better. If you just do a lot of knee jerk reaction type things, you're going to make some bad decisions. And it's all about making good decisions. Today, I have to make some good decisions about some new equipment that I have to buy. And when I buy new equipment, I'm always thinking to myself, is it better than what I have now? Is it going to make my life easier? And that's what it's all about. Is it going to make me some money? Is it going to make my life easier? Is it going to replace stuff that's outdated? Because sometimes the stuff that's older, sometimes it's better than the new stuff that's out. So I have to really be smart about my decisions because the equipment that you're going to buy, it's expensive. I'm not saying it's cheap. So you have to make sure that you buy the right equipment and be smart about making choices. A lot of times we are really, really quick to purchase things without a lot of thought. We're ready to let go of that and we don't understand that what we have now is really not better than what we had. As you go through your day and as you talk to yourself, the thing that I do to make sure that I make good decisions, I make a little plus minus chart. I make a little plus minus chart and I list all the positive things that this, for example, this new equipment's going to do for my business. And then I write all the negative things down that this equipment is going to do. And I look at the fact that do I have more positives or do I have more negatives? If I have more positive, it's the perfect thing to do. But there's sometimes in your brain will give you positive things that aren't really positive. And you have to be honest with yourself when you're doing this. Don't cheat yourself because what happens is we'll get into the I want this, but do I really need this? Your wants and your needs. Two different things, very powerful things that you have to control. Of course, right now I would love a milkshake, but do I really need a milkshake? Because I know it's not good for me. It's not healthy for me. It's not going to make me a better person. So as you think about your wants and your needs, sometimes your needs have to be satisfied before your wants. As you look at our story, the lion needed to get something to eat, but he figured he wanted something bigger. So as you go through and as you think about things that you need to get done today, take care of that stuff. Because I realize if you take care of all your needs, eventually your wants will take care of themselves too. But I see a lot of people doing it the opposite way. They're doing their wants before their needs. And the thing about your wants and your needs, it all goes back to being patient again. It all goes back to being patient again. You need to do certain things every day, all day. You don't have to do certain things. You don't want to do certain things some days. I would love to go to the beach right now, but I need to work right now. That's just how it goes. So as you think and as you stay positive about what you're doing, just remember, just remember, get those wants and needs in control. Don't let the wants control what you need to do because your wants will always look better than your needs. I want to go do this. I want to go do that, but I need to pay for this. I need to pay for that. That's just how it is. I was talking to someone today also when they're going to get married, and they were saying, man, I want to go to Hawaii to get married. And I asked that same question. Do you need to go to Hawaii to get married? He says, I want to have beautiful pictures. I said, do you need to have beautiful pictures? He says, I want my wife to be happy. I want to be happy. I said, well, I said, you need to be happy. You need to be happy when you're doing this. It's a major step. But I said, if you need to go to Hawaii, think it out. It can happen. I'm not being a Debbie Downer or anything, but figure out what you need to pay for. Put a plan in place. If it's going to cost you $12,000 to get to Hawaii or whatever it's going to cost you, you need to start saving right now. You need to start making sacrifices right now. You can't wait until your wedding day and then say, okay, let's go. But you don't have anything saved up. Because once you get there, you're always going to need more stuff. And that's the thing about life. There's always something that you can always obtain. But is it a need or is it a want? Look around your house right now. How many items in your house are wants? How many items in your house are needs? I can imagine my house, be honest with you, 50% of the stuff in our house is probably what we wanted. Do we need it? Probably not. But at that time, that's what we wanted. Because I look at some of the stuff that we have, I'm like, why did we even purchase this? Because at that time, maybe it was on sale. Maybe it was something we're looking for as a want. Do we need it every day? No, but it's a want. And that's the thing about wants and needs. You need to do certain things every day, and you want to do certain things every other day. And the key thing about your wants and needs, once you take care of a lot of your needs, it's okay to reward yourself for some things that you want to have in life. It is okay to do that because a lot of times we go through life and we never reward ourselves. So as you go through life, make sure you do reward yourself. I'm not saying go crazy about it, but if you're working hard and you're putting money aside and you need to do this and you need to do that and you're doing it, it's okay. It's okay to reward yourself because you're just not out there to just be out there. Well, once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Pair Fair. It's been a wonderful story about wants and needs. Make sure as we go, make sure that you check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. The comments are coming in. They're very nice. We're going to continue to get bigger and better as you continue to listen. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next episode of the Pair Fair. Thanks again. Bye-bye.